Joy here, and as you'll probably be able to tell by the title of this video, through the magic of reading, this is an update on my hormones. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to title this, but it's going to have the words hormones and estrogen and 3 months in it. So, yes, this is like the 3-month milestone of me taking estrogen. I actually, I have, like, when was it? Earlier this week, actually hit that. So, let's talk about what's happening. Well, progress has been slow. No one expects the changes to happen overnight. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. And I didn't notice any immediate changes. It's just, that's how they work. It's a slow, gradual process where not a lot happens that you can really sort of tell by things have been happening slowly and gradually. And there are 3 changes that I've noticed that I want to talk about in this video. For anybody who wants to know about what taking estrogen is like, for anyone who wants to know like what to expect, or just out of sheer plain curiosity. So, the first thing is the thing that everyone's kind of wondering about, is what's going on with these. Wow. I constantly have sore nips. So I noticed about after like 1.5 months-ish, that they were kind of sore. And at first I thought like my piercings were just playing up a little bit, like, oh my god, is it inflamed? Is it a bit, like, do I need to keep this clean? Like, you know, is this a thing? But the soreness hasn't gone away. It's just constantly there now. And if I knock them, like, it's just sore. And I've also noticed that they are kind of firmer, like hard, but harder than they were before. So that's actually a really good sign that something is happening. And it can make me a little bit grouchy at times. I don't know, like just anything touching my nips the wrong way. Yeah. But I haven't actually noticed any, like, breast growth yet. Like, nothing like that's happened yet, because it's still, like, really early. And also, like, what I've got here is, like, partially padding and partially just like what I had before anyway, because I'm not the slimmest person, to put it politely. So there's that, and basically I don't expect a lot of growth here anyway, because the best you can sort of hope for on average is like a big B cup. But that doesn't bother me. That's actually kind of what I am aiming for. My goal, like I can control this. But what I hope for is that kind of size. Not too big, just enough to like make me feel a bit more comfortable in my own body, you know? And I want to talk about a little thing that I'm sort of borrowing this term from Eddie Izzard. who mentioned about, like, Freud wrote about penis envy, and, you know, talked about breast envy, and I think that's how my particular brand of dysphoria manifests, is like feeling inadequate compared to cis women or any women with boobs, basically. And it's that made me realise, like, oh, that's the thing that I've been missing all this time, that I didn't realise that I was actually missing until it got pointed out to me, and that's why I need to start taking hormones. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah. It's kind of more of a confidence thing and just a, like, being, like, comfortable thing that I'm really sort of hoping to achieve. So the second thing that I've noticed is, and this is maybe a little bit of a spurious 2 + 2 = 7 thing, but I've noticed that, like, patches of dry flaky skin have actually healed or are healing. Now my skin, I do know about the whole estrogen skin softening effect. My skin, like, generally hasn't become softer than it was, at least not yet, but I have noticed that certain areas, like I had this patch of psoriasis on my leg, where it was very red, flaky, dry. After about 2 months on hormones, started to heal. And now it kind of looks like, not only is it smooth, it kind of looks like the pink skin that you get after a scab has fallen off. I know that's really pleasant fucking imagery, but that's just what it is. And it's, like, nicer and healed. And I also noticed that on my scalp, because I shave my head every month, that there was no, like, this month there was no flakes of skin coming off. It was just hair and no flaky white dead skin. So I think that the hormones have made my skin better. Now, I'm not going to fall into the trap of the post hoc fallacy of logic, thinking that correlation necessarily equals causation, because I know it doesn't. I'm just saying that it's a possibility that the hormones cause this. And it would kind of sort of make sense. Because of estrogen's, like, skin softening properties. Now, of course, I know that, like, women, like cis women and trans women who take hormones, are still susceptible to the effects of psoriasis. So I don't think it's like a cure or anything like that, because, you know, anyone with estrogen in them can still have it. It's just maybe the way that it's reacted to my body is different now, and it's like, I can't really explain what else would have caused it, because that little patch of skin was there for years and it wouldn't heal no matter how many moisturizers, creams, things that I used would help it to heal. And that's the only thing that has changed significantly. And like I said, I noticed this around about 2 months after starting. So there's that. The third thing I want to talk about is the emotional changes. Now, these have been incredibly difficult to track because of all the life upheaval that I've been going through the past 3 months. So 2 weeks after starting hormones is when I started my new job. And feeling stressed and kind of lost and not knowing what I'm doing, and, you know, just getting kind of upset and emotionally moody and stuff, and like that's all part of learning stuff in a new job anyway. So it's been kind of difficult to track if my emotions have been caused more by circumstance than by hormones. Similarly, the Trinity Club closing got me very upset, as a lot of people know, especially if you've seen the earlier video about that. But everybody was upset about that. You know, quite a few people I know who you couldn't call them anything other than masculine. Like, butch, macho men were bawling their eyes out. Everybody was upset. So there's no way you can attribute that to hormones. But because of all of this life stuff that's been going on, I haven't been able to tell whether my mood swings have been caused by that or by the hormones. But I do think they are contributing a little bit to my like emotional seesawing, because the other day at work I got like very stressed, very overwhelmed, kind of broke down a little bit, needed to go on a break for like 15 minutes, just to sort of get back into like feeling okay again. And I do think that they probably had something to do with that, like as a contributing factor, making things a little bit more difficult, but not causing the root of the emotional problem. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my ramble. I'm going to check back in on this particular topic in about 3 months' time, so at the 6-month mark, just to update on any changes that have happened between here and then. And, you know, just let's talk about my experience, because it's bound to be a little bit different than everybody else's, because everybody's body is different, and the more stories that are out there, the easier it will be for people to realize, well, actually, yeah, like, there is no, like, one set timeline of events. It's just, it's a little bit different for everyone. Here's what you might be able to expect, but you definitely can't predict 100% what will happen. So anyway, I shall leave it there. I'll see you next time in another video. And as always, non-binary is valid, goddammit!